True story listeners, am I the jerk here? Ex-fiancé crawling back after cheating. Hello, True Story. So I am actually a long-time listener, but wanted to send you my story. I titled it Savage so you could jump on it, hopefully. But I'm kind of starting to feel bad about what I put my ex-fiancé through. I mean, yeah, she cheated on me and it did hurt me, but at the time of me getting revenge or get back felt so darn good. But when I see her around campus, she's a totally different person. She's definitely depressed. So I attend college here in South Carolina. This is where I met my ex-fiancé. We took anthropology, a course together, and we were part of a 4-person group freshman year. We are both seniors this year, and at least I'm expected to graduate spring of 24. She actually has to stay back another year. I'll get to that. Immediately, I knew she liked me. Everyone in the group, in fact, the guys in the group, kept telling me to talk to her. There were 3 guys and my ex-fiancée, Maria, in the group. Maria and I were the only freshmen. I was too scared, to be honest. I was a recent high school graduate who'd never talked to women. In fact, all I knew about women were from silly podcasters that pretty much put all of them in one bucket. There's some truths about a lot of stuff, but some of it is ridiculous. Yeah, my first girlfriend did me wrong, but do I think all of them are like that? No, I don't. So I finally worked up the courage to ask her out with some help from one of the guys. He told me what to say, and also he threatened me, saying if I don't talk to her, then he will for himself. That kind of lit a fire under me. I did as he said and just held a conversation. I wasn't thinking about her intimately or anything, just genuine trying to get to know her. It worked because she put her number in my phone that morning before we left class. We hit it off immediately. We'd hang out and play board games with friends and drink grape sparkle all the time. After that first semester, we made it official, boyfriend and girlfriend, and was official until our 3rd year when I proposed marriage. I honestly thought I'd found the one. This was all so darn easy. We were together all the time and talked every single day. By this time, she'd met my family and unfortunately my best friend. Well, ex-best friend now, back home. And I met her family as well. All of our friends were excited that we were going to get married. The plan was to marry after graduation, after we found jobs. So I met all of her family first before the engagement, and they all loved me. Then I proposed, and we spent Thanksgiving with my family. They loved her. So during Thanksgiving, there was some drinking. Everyone was having a great time. My best friend stopped over after eating with his family, and it was truly great seeing him. He went to college in Texas on a D1 football scholarship. He saw my fiancé and immediately was asking me, "Dude, who is that?" I said, "That's my fiancé." He looked at me and said, "No freaking way. That's her?" So my ex-best friend, I'll call him Michael, is very busy with football and school in general. We were friends on Facebook, but apparently he never logs on. Whenever he gets time for social media, his go-to is YouTube or Instagram Reels. He said there's no way that's her. How the F did you pull that off? I just looked at him and he said, "Just kidding, dude, let's go." He shook hands with everyone, my siblings and others that knew him. And when he got to my ex-fiancée, she extended her hand and Michael went in for a hug, saying, "Hey, sister-in-law, great to finally meet you." No lie, I got a little jealous, but quickly checked myself. The night went on and I kept noticing Michael and Maria off on the side outside of everyone else talking. We all had been drinking. I went out to the car to grab something from my uncle's truck for him. When I got back in, I didn't see Michael or Maria. So I started searching. After looking all around, I realized the only place I hadn't looked was the basement. I crept down, and lo and behold, my fiancée, who just told me I was the love of her life, and she can't wait to say I do to me was writing my best friend, the same guy that would say I was his brother from another mother. I screamed, "What the heck?" And she jumps off, saying she could explain. I was effing ticked off, man. Michael's just smiling, saying, "Come on, bro, I did you a favor. She's for the streets." I swung at Michael, but he dodged it and grabbed my arms. Michael was huge, very strong. I didn't care. I was ready to fight. I told Maria to get the heck out of my parents' house. She cried, saying she needs an Uber, and I told her to get one. Before she headed up, I took the ring from her finger. Michael ended up giving her a ride to a hotel. He claims he just dropped her off. Do I believe that? No, and honestly, didn't care at that point. My family saw that I was bummed out sitting in the dining room and everyone came over, and I told them what just happened. My dad was ticked. "In my house? I'm going to kick his butt myself." I told Dad not to worry. As hard as it is, I have to move on and know that my life is important. I'm not going to allow anyone to stop me from reaching my goals. With this being my first heartbreak, I think I handled it pretty well. I didn't go begging her to tell me why or anything. I just walked away until she reached out to me. Now, some of you may be thinking, "Oh, you wanted her to crawl back to take her back." No, I could never be with her. But when she reached out on social media, I thought, why not get some petty revenge? We ended up video calling on Instagram, and she was in tears asking me to forgive her and how it was the alcohol that took over her soul. Her exact words. She was asking if we could start attending church on Sundays near campus when we got back, and I told her maybe. She was asking what could she do to make things right. She was to remain in town for a few more days. I told her to book her hotel out longer and find things to make me feel better. I don't know, buy me food, gifts, whatever. Whatever you think is right, because I'm so hurt. I said that, but I was already getting over her. She was just disgusting to me in my eyes. She ended up calling her dad, and he extended her stay in town. And every single day, she'd pick me up with her rental car and take me out. I didn't spend a dime the whole break. Massages, everything. Professional ones, not from her. Whenever she'd try to initiate intimacy, I'd shut it down, and she'd just try harder and harder every time. One time in the car, her dad called her, yelling at her, saying she was spending way too much money, and he told her if she keeps it up, he's going to make her take out student loans. I'd hold on to my laugh and continue to allow her to shower me with gifts, accessories, and games for my PS5, Xbox. It was phenomenal. When we returned back to class after the break, she assumed we were back together, and I told her, "No, we're not back together at all. You cheated on me with my best friend. I will never forget that. Move on with your life. It was fun." She lost it. "You made me do so much. Now my dad hates me." I said, "That's not my problem. Good luck with that." She begged me to put the ring back onto her finger and just forget everything. I refused. I had also sold the ring already. That just wasn't happening. When I told her I returned the ring, the noise she made on the phone was scary, almost like she was possessed, crackling in her voice. Right before she screamed, "No, my special day is gone," and I hung up. I'd see her around campus, and she looked a hot mess. One of our mutual friends, who was ticked off at me before learning why I dumped her, he told me that she is seeing a therapist and she dropped down to part-time because she was failing her courses. I had zero sympathy. When I'd see her though, it's like she was looking right through me, almost as if she was losing her mind. Now, initially, I didn't feel too bad, but now I'm a little worried and wonder if I went too far. So everyone listening here on True Story Nation, did I go too far? Am I the jerk here?